Our next speaker is Steve Koob. I have the privilege of knowing Steve personally. He is the founder of One More Soul, which is an internationally known nonprofit that shares the belief that children are a blessing, not a curse. He has authored with a group of other people the One More Soul newspaper, which is right down here, which is an answer to the HHS Mandate, and it has received the imprimatur from Archbishop Dennis Schnurr of Cincinnati. Steve?
Thank you, Debbie, and thanks for putting that plug in for our newspaper, Obey Mandate or Scripture. Please take one from a pile up here, and at the end of the rally, if you want to take a bundle home for your parish or your friends and relatives, they're over here. Again, thank you, Debbie, for having us here, and Ruth for organizing this event. I know it's very difficult to put together. And I know I see a lot of people out here that I've seen here before, and you've seen me here before. You've probably seen me in my uniform, my red, white, and blue, and my yellow. The yellow is for the Vatican flag, the Catholic Church, okay? And the red, white, and blue, of course, for the United States of America. And these colors clash, right? We're experiencing a great clash between the religious institutions in our country and in the world, primarily the Catholic Church, but also every religious institution is joining the Catholic Church in a way that they say we're all Catholic now, okay? And welcome, we're happy to have you. And so I wear this uniform. I couldn't find my blue sport coat, so I wore this one. I found this in my closet, so that helps a little bit. And I couldn't find blue pants, or I thought they were blue when I pulled them out of the closet, but they're black. And of course they go with my black shoes. And we're really experiencing a period of blackness in this country, a period of death. We're being forced to pay for death. We're being forced to pay for the killing of human life by our own government. It's outrageous. And I thank you for being here. The second time I was here, I reacquainted you with the passages from Genesis, God's first commands to the human race, to Adam and Eve and all of us: be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. And of course, you've all heard that before. You probably haven't heard it in church very often, but it's a good passage to encourage your minister, your priest, to speak on sometime. Of course, the HHS mandate is just the opposite of that. Instead of being fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, they're telling us to sterilize, contracept, abort the children that are already conceived. And it's a huge outrage. And our little newspaper here covers that quite thoroughly, and several other issues which I think are important to addressing the mandate. Reverend Catherine, thank you for being born. You probably have a birth certificate, don't you? Yeah. You know, our counterfeit president has no birth certificate. He offered one, put it on the website, but smart people figured out that it was a phony. The hospital that's on the birth certificate didn't exist when he was born. Can you imagine that? And it says that his dad was from Kenya. Well, the country of Kenya didn't exist when Obama was born. And there's several other anomalies. Thank you, Bonnie, for bringing these to my attention. So we have a president, a make-believe president, that has no birth certificate. He's not a legitimate president. Now, you've all probably heard the debate, I guess it was last week, in which Mr. Obama mentioned Planned Parenthood 5 times. It was like an advertising campaign for Planned Parenthood. Well, Planned Parenthood is kind of an arm of the government. They have a contract with the government to kill babies, to provide birth control, but no mammograms. Well, that was a total lie. They don't provide mammograms. And this whole Obamacare is, in so many ways, a joke. Because when you pay for contraception, especially hormonal birth control, you're paying for something that causes disease. It causes breast cancer. It causes cervical cancer, liver cancer. It causes all kinds of cardiovascular events, blood clots, strokes, heart attack, and people die. Women die all the time from cancer of the breast and so forth, and from these cardiovascular problems. So we're already paying by our increased premiums, increased healthcare costs for these contraceptive measures that are supposed to be called healthcare, preventive healthcare. As Carlton and his wife have their sign out there, pregnancy is not a disease, contraception is not healthcare. A pregnant woman is actually very healthy. She has lots of blood, she has beautiful big breasts, she has a big tummy, and she's a beautiful person. In my church last Sunday, we baptized an infant. That's the first infant we've baptized in 18 months. The last one was my grandson, January of 2011. We need more children. Now, some of us are a little too old for that. But you young folks out there, please be open to life. Be open to the great gift, the supreme gift of children in your lives. I don't know if you are familiar with an ongoing study of happiness in the United States. Some very energetic people, probably with government money, have been studying the happiness of men and women in the United States for at least 35 years. I think even longer than that. And for the last 35 years, the happiness of women has declined. They've gotten more birth control, they should be happy, right? Could there be something wrong with that philosophy? I think so. I don't think birth control is going to make you happy. Now, as it turns out, the men are happier than the women. And that difference has grown over the last 35 years. The men are getting happier. The women are getting unhappier. I think there's a correlation. If the women are available, men don't have to marry them, free sex, contraception makes it free, why not? Well, ladies and gentlemen, freedom is not free. Religious freedom is not free. These signs cost money. These newspapers cost money. I'm asking you to make a donation today to offset the signs that you're taking home with you today and the newspapers that you're taking home with you today. And I thank you very much for coming today.